Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to integrate PayPal's REST API with a Wix site. So in this video I'm going to show you how to get an access token and how to use the PayPal's orders API to create a new order, authorize a transaction from the buyer, and then finally capture a payment. Okay. So first of all, let's go ahead and create two text elements. Let's pretend that this is the checkout page. So the item they are checking out is, let's say, Hot Wheels car collection. Okay, and we'll give this a ID of item name, and then the other thing will be the price. So let's say the price is $24. So price. Perfect. Now we'll add a button. Pay with PayPal. Let's name this button checkout. Alright. Now click on click and create an event handler. Now the first thing you need to do is go to your site's backend and create a new web module and name it PayPal in camel case. Now on this, import fetch first of all. Now if you read the get access portion, access token documentation of PayPal, you will understand the code that I'm writing. I'm not going to dive into a lot about explaining the code. There's a ton of documentation available online and you can use that to learn what the code is about. So basically over here we're gonna request an access token from PayPal. So I'm going to create a fetch command, and the endpoint to get an access token is this. So api.sandbox.paypal.com/v1/oauth2/token. All right. Now we're going to give this a few options. Okay. So the method being used will be post. Headers. Now this is the most tricky part, I think. So content dash type will be application slash x dash www dash form dash URL encoded. www dash form dash URL encoded. Perfect. And then comes the authorization part. So first of all, authorization will start with basic, then a space, and over here after that you will have to enter the encoded key. So it's a combination of your client ID and the secret key. So to get that you need to go to developer.paypal.com, and in the meantime I'm going to finish up the body, which will be grant underscore type is equal to client underscore credentials. So that completes the fetch call to get an access token. And now once we have that, we're going to return it to the page. That's it. Okay, so log into the dashboard. I'm going to log into my PayPal dashboard. Now I'm going to create an app, or if you already have created an app you can use that credentials, but I'm just going to use an app inside my sandbox environment which I've already created. So this is the client ID and this is the secret. Client ID, secret, these are the two things you need. Now in order to encode it, you can encode it as you want. You can use a function, you can use an npm to encode it over here as it is, but the easiest way for the beginners is download Postman. All right, open up Postman, use this. It will also allow you to test easily. So this will be a post request, enter the URL, and then as it says over here on the authorization tab, so find the authorization tab, select basic auth. So I select basic auth over here and type your client ID in the username and secret in password box. So client ID in the username and secret, where is it? Secret in the password box. So secret in the password box. Okay, now anything else to do? Run type. Okay, in the body tab, so I go to body and then select this as I've already coded over there on the side, and then run type in the key box and client credentials in the value box. So run type in the key box and client credentials in the value box. Okay, now we can test this. So after I click on send, as you can see that I'm receiving an access token, which means my API, my code is correct. So the thing I need is I'm gonna open up the Postman console. I think that's the right thing. Okay, and over here I have the encoded key. So just after basic and just after the space, I copy everything that's over here and I copy paste it. Again, this is one way of doing it. Don't get mad at me that I'm taking such a long route. You can do it however you want it. Anyways, so after this, oh, and one more thing. On your app that you create on the PayPal developer account, you need to add a webhook so that the order, we're going to come back to this, but let's just complete what we were doing. So after this, after we get an access token, we're going to code the part to create an order. So first of all, we need token, we need the item name, and we need the amount which we are going to pass from the front end. So actually, I'm just going to copy this part for you guys. It's going to take a lot of time to okay, so this is what your function will look like when you post to the orders endpoint, the checkout orders endpoint. So you have the intent capture, you have the return and cancel URL, landing page, and the pay preferred, which means if I set it to immediate payment required, that means it will not allow them to pay via an e-check or a bank or something like that. They must have a credit card, debit card to pay immediately. And then here you can manipulate the purchase unit. So as you can see, I have the description of the item, which is the item name, which I will get from the front end, the amount, the currency code. Right now it's hard coded, but you can use you can send the currency code from the front end as well. And then this is the item, so it's inside an array. If you wish, if you have multiple items, you can create multiple objects inside the array, but for now let's leave it to one. And this is the endpoint, so version 2 slash checkout slash orders, and the same post bearer. This time it's not basic, it's bearer, and it's the token that is received from the get access function over here. And so yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and go back to the home page. All right, now on the home page I need to code this. So first of all, I'm gonna import the two functions from the backend, which is get access and order from backend slash paypal.jsw. Remove this placeholder, and then over here, first of all, the first thing I need to run is get access, because I need that access token. And for get access, I don't need to pass any parameters or anything. It will simply get the access token, and then this is the token that is, let me name it to TOK so that you guys understand it. So this is the token which is returned. All right, now we run a check with an if else statement. If TOK dot what is the key value, sorry, not here, so it's access underscore token. So access underscore token is available, then do this, else an error occurred. So right now I'm gonna console log the, okay, I'm not gonna console, I'm gonna console log the response so I can see the error. Okay, now after this, let token is equal to, let me just copy this. So I need these three functions, parameters. So token item amount, so let's token is equal to tok dot access underscore token. So this is ready. Now let name is equal to, so item name dot text. Let amount is equal to number wrapper price dot text. Okay, now, okay, so there's one thing remaining, which is item. Okay, now then, so if you study the response object that is returned from the endpoint over here, if everything goes well, you'll have a response ID. So if response ID, else console.log response. Okay, if you have a response ID, you need to get the redirect URL, because from here they're going to leave your site page and go to PayPal. So let URL is equal to response.links, the first one because it's an array, dot href. Sorry, not the first one, the second one. First will be 0, second one, and then we need to do a redirect. So we're gonna import Wix location dot to URL, and there we have it. The redirect is complete. Now the problem here is that you might be thinking about is that how do I actually know, how does my site know that the order was successful? Because from here there is no way to save it to a database, because they're leaving your site. So what we do is we're gonna expose our site's API over here. So let's go ahead and create a new .js file and name it http-functions. All right, now the first thing I need is what's the endpoint of this is going to be. So first of all, let's go ahead and let's see the URL. So this is the URL. So I'm going to go on my edit application. I've already created a webhook. If you've not created a webhook, create a new webhook and enter your URL followed by /_functions/ and the name of the function. So I'm going to name my function PayPal in camel case. So just keep in mind that I'm going to name my function PayPal like this, and then check mark all events. Okay, then keep on saving, save it. Once you have done that, go back to your site. Okay, import okay created server error and response from wix-http-functions. I believe this is the right one. Now export function post underscore PayPal, just like we said over there, request, and again I'm gonna copy paste it so to save time. All right, so this is what the code will look like. So we're only going to get the events, we're only going to process the events which have an ID of checkout.order.approve, which means the buyer has approved the order, but still we have to capture the payment. So as you can see, you might be seeing a red flag over here for capture payment because we've not coded this function. and also the Wix data insert because we have not inserted the function into a database. So first of all, let's go back to paypal.jsw and create a new function called export async function capture payment, and then this needs the URL because the URL is going to be a variable. Response is equal to await fetch URL, and then again the method which is post headers. Actually headers you can just copy from here, there is no body, so headers you can just go ahead and copy from here. Only thing you need to change is JSON, and the rest remains the same. And constant ret is equal to await response dot JSON, and then return ret. Okay, so this is ready. Now let's go back to HTTP functions and import this newly created function which is capture payment from backend slash paypal.jsw. Also import Wix data to save the information into the database. So I'm saving the name of the item and the value, but in reality you can send a lot of stuff. You can send the ID, user ID, an email address to process the transaction. It's up to you how creative you want to be like. Okay, so for this we're going to need to create, I'm just going to create this database. I'm going to create the retries database, which is something as a contingency function that you save if something wrong happens. So I need to create name, amount, and resource ID. So home submissions, name, amount, resource ID. And now we're gonna have to go through this painful process of working with the new Wix database UI. So it's probably gonna take a while to open this. You can just skip ahead because this new Wix database UI takes a lot of time to open and work with. Not ideal for developers, but it's what we have to work with right now. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna restart when this thing appears. Okay, so finally, so I already have title, I need name, and I need amount, field type to be number, and then the resource ID, just in case I need to reference this payment later on in the future. So that's it, and we're good to go. I don't think we're gonna need a retries database. That's for when payment fails and you want to have a function on your server to retry the payment, but let's leave it out for now. That's more advanced. I mean, this is already advanced, but whatever. Okay, so everything is ready. You have to replace this with your success and error URL. So I have the base URL here, so I just need to create two pages with success and error. So I'm going to create one page with success. I'm going to add a text. Okay, and then another page with error. I'm going to leave this page like this. So this is my home. I think everything is ready to go. I'm ready to show you the checkout process. So let's go ahead and publish, and let's refresh this page. Okay, pay with PayPal. So you can disable the button, but you can see that the redirect has started. Now, in order to test this, you're gonna need a sandbox account. So I think it's under sandbox and accounts beside your developer account, and so use the email and password provided over here. So if you don't have an email, click on view edit account and it will show you your email and password, or you can create new test accounts. So I'm just going to use my test account. See the URL sandbox.paypal.com. So we're not actually on live PayPal. Live happens when you create the web app, create your app on the live environment instead of the sandbox environment that's given over here. Okay, so let's test it. So what did we name our item? Hot Wheels car collection. There you go, it, and 24 USD. So that there you have it, 24 USD Hot Wheels car collection. And in reality, as I showed you, you can have like an array of items. So you can have a lot of items over here and then add their total over here on this part. So that's it. I'm going to make a payment, continue, and we are sent back to the success URL. So that's it. Now I'm going to show you the live database. It's not going to appear instantly. It takes not a couple of minutes, but at least a minute, because PayPal's webhook is not instant. They take a while. So let's go ahead and open the live database. So I'm just gonna, I don't want to pause because I don't want you guys to think that I did something and it appeared. I want to show you in real time. Okay, there you have it. So title done because I put in a keyword done, name, item name, amount, and the resource ID. So this is how it works.